welcome to a special Dead by Daylight video. Today we have a special developer update for the mid-chapter patch coming up. So let's get into seeing what the changes are and what we can look forward to. Now, let's see, we're back with another developer update, series blog post. We already know what it is. So first thing up is repair changes. We've been keeping a close eye on repair changes in recent months and have prepared some changes to repairing. This comes in the form of two changes: reduced efficiency when repairing with other survivors. Ooh, so they're killing the multiple survivors on single gens thing, okay? As you may have noticed, whenever another survivor comes along and starts repairing a generator with you, your repair meter turns red to indicate that you are repairing slower. This is because for each survivor working on the same generator, your personal repair speed is decreased by 10%. Going forward, the speed reduction for each additional survivor is being raised to 15%. While this may sound like a small change, it is a difference between 4 survivors finishing a generator in about 36 seconds compared to the current 28 seconds. This change, in conjunction with other changes discussed below, aims to eliminate instances where it feels as though you could not have possibly gotten to the generator fast enough to stop it from being powered, particularly at the start of the match. And this is very true. Multiple survivors on a single generator makes it just fly. And if people were smart and were using Prove Thyself, there is no possible way that anyone but maybe Billy or Nurse, possibly Legion, could get to a generator in time at the start of a game if all 4 survivors with Prove Thyself were on it. Even if 3 survivors with Prove Thyself were on that generator. The amount of repair speed that just goes on is just insane when stuff like that happens. Let's go skill check bonuses. A successful great repair skill check would add an additional 2% progress to the generator, about 1.6 seconds worth of time saved for each great skill check. Experienced survivors are often able to consistently hit great skill checks and have a significant amount of time off of a generator. That is true. The longer you play, the more easily the great skill checks are to do. To better control the repair times of generators, this bonus has been halved to 1%, about 0.8 seconds. Interesting. To make sure the experienced survivors feel rewarded for hitting great skill checks, the amount of points earned for great skill checks have been doubled from 150 to 300 points. That's still very good. So you get about a full second for a great skill check, and you get 300 points per great skill check. So all in all, still good. Perk changes. With the above changes in mind, we have made changes to 2 survivor perks. Increase the repair speed bonus from 10% to 15% for Prove Thyself. Holy shit. Holy shit. Now, I've been using Prove Thyself ever since the Ruin changes, and it has proved to be one of the most consistently powerful perks in my repertoire. And I have 3 survivors with all the perks. They all sport Prove Thyself. This now, with the combinations going from 10% to 15%, it will bring back, for the second survivor, it will bring back the normal repair speed. For a third survivor, it's just starting to really stack up. That's pretty interesting. For Stakeout, now increases the great skill check success bonus from 1% to 2%. Okay. Because it was 1% to begin with, now it's an extra 2%. That's good. Stakeout's still not worth it, though, in my opinion. Map changes. For the 3.70 update, we have taken some time to revisit some existing maps and update them, I'm guessing, not update them, using the new tools we have at our disposal and everything we've learned since the game first launched. We've reviewed as many maps as we could in this update, but if you see a particular map below, it's always possible that we revisit them in the future. These changes for different forms. Size and layout. Each map has a unique size and layout, with some larger than others taking a long time to cross. In fact, one of the corn maps can take 20-30 seconds for a killer to get across with no speed bonuses or anything like that. That's an insane amount of time for survivors just to be left alone. And those aren't even the largest maps. So let's see. Type spacing. Some maps allowed maze tiles like jungle gyms and LT walls, to spawn too close together to each other. And that's very fucking true. Most of the smaller farm maps do that. It's insane. Insane. Because you can go from TL to jungle gym to combine to another TL to the killer shack to a TL or jungle gym, and it just goes all the way around the map. Let's see. Allowing an experienced player to link them together, making it incredibly hard to capitalize on a survivor's mistake. True. These tiles are being spaced further apart to better control the safety in some of these maps. Very good. Strong window balance. Certain windows in some maps were too safe, leaving no room for mind games and forcing the killer to chase the survivor through the window 3 times in order to block it. We have done a pass on most of these windows and altered the loop or replaced them. Interesting. The tweaks. Some tiles have been changed for a variety of reasons, such as adjusting loop lengths or fixing abusable spots. Sorry. Like, I don't know, the infinite in what is it? There's at least 2 that I can think of. One in the farm map, in the cowshed thing, and then the other one in Groaning Storehouse. So, window spawning logic. Some buildings feature window variations where a different set of windows could be available from one match to the next. Depending on which windows were open, a building could either be incredibly safe or unsafe. The random element to these windows is being disabled on some maps to control the loop safety and give the buildings a consistent safety rating. There are far too many changes to go into detail on each map, so please refer to this chart below for more info. Keep in mind some changes are made maybe larger than others on a small update. Okay, let's see. Rotten Fields, size, layout has been type spacing. Okay. So this basically, if you want to pause it, tells you what all changes they made to each map. And so far, what is it? Okay. None of them got everything, but some of them got like 3 or 4. Rotten Fields got 2, type spacing and size layout. Wretched Shop got type spacing, strong loop fix, tile tweaks, window logic. Okay. That's probably windows by like the window by the palette. Stuff like that. Finally, we want to leave you with a few teaser screenshots of what you can expect to see in the player test build. This is one of the infinites that I was talking about. Seems they've just broken open this wall and put the window right here, so that if they decide to do that, you don't have to waste time doing that. You can just run around here. So they left the palette, I see. Okay. They've kept that window, but opened this up. But kept this door. Now, okay, that's not blocked off. I'm looking through the slats and seeing that used to be the hay bales would block that off, but it doesn't anymore. Then what do we have here? Okay. So if they try and go for that, they've opened up the door here where you can, okay, you can do that, but I'm just going to run through this window. I don't have to actually go through the window now to catch up to you. That seems to be the big thing that they've done, is instead of actually stop it from being used, they've just put in a shortcut for the killer to use. One of the other things that I would have preferred to see is the Auto Haven shop. Is that in there? Let's see. Ironworks, campaigns, government store. Well, Mother's Blessing. Record Yard. Wretched Shop. There it is. Strong loop fixes. Okay, maybe they did. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Find out. Controller sensitivity improvements. This is one of the console players out there. Those of you playing on a controller on PC, starting with the mid-chapter update. Maximum controller sensitivity is being nearly doubled. If 100% sensitivity just wasn't cutting it for you, you'll now be able to turn faster than ever. If you're happy with your current sensitivity, don't worry, lower settings sensitivities aren't going anywhere. Various quality of life improvements. 3. close things off, okay. Legion tracking. While Feral Frenzy is active, Legion will not see blood pools or scratch marks until their fatigue ends. In the next update, the Legion will now regain tracking abilities as soon as Feral Frenzy ends, rather than at the end of their fatigue. That's nice. Thank you. This should help prevent cases where you lose track of a survivor while fatigued. Attempt hook escape. Feedback update. One of the common mistakes new players make is attempting to escape the first time they are hooked. To make the risk more obvious, we have added visual effects and audio to make it clearer that failing an attempt is hurting you and speeding up the sacrifice. Head-on UI improvements. The perk for head-on will now light up with a timer, similar to inner strength, for example, to show when it will activate. This will give you a better idea of when it will be ready to use. It already kind of does that. I'm guessing it just kind of like now does that whole like clock ticker thing, sort of like head-on or inner strength does, instead of just you have to wait for 3 seconds and then it pops up and it's bright again. Updated Mori interaction. The Mori animation will now begin to play once a short interaction is complete. At this point, the killer is locked into the animation until it is finished. This prevents the Mori from being cancelled repeatedly to annoy someone. I mean, that's technically what it does already. You have to hold down the button for a bit and then it starts, but whatever. Further protection hit improvements. A few months back we made some improvements to protection hits to help ensure that they were awarded consistently. While those changes had a positive effect, we took a moment to make further improvements to the system. Now, coming within range of an injured survivor will have a lingering effect, allowing you to get a protection hit a few seconds after the injured survivor moves away. That's fine. It's just easier to get points that way. All the changes mentioned in this post will be available to try in the player test build, which starts tomorrow, April 7th. This brings us to the end of the April. So overall, nothing bad, which is surprising. This is probably the first update that I've ever looked at and said, okay, nothing really bad is happening to this, and I'm sure people will find something to complain about. But I mean, with the repair changes, it's really going to help killers out. Survivor only mains won't like it, but boo-hoo for them. I like the bonus to prove thyself. It's one of the best perks in the game right now. I've been saying that, and this just proves it again. I like the bonus to points when it comes to great skill checks. Map changes. I'm glad they finally started altering the maps. I'll be interested to see. I might have to actually do a sort of live stream or something tomorrow when they put out the changes, because I want to go into each of these maps and I want to see the difference between the size and the layout, the spacings and stuff. That'll be interesting to look at. But that's all for the chapter update. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all have a great day. And as always, stay positive.